It can maybe be, so maybe some the modification in some other parts of the genes can provide the mice more fitness, more progenies, reproductive success higher than other mice, or because and again the genetic background, the mice are different. So one modification the same modification in different genetic backgrounds will provide different effects. It's like medicine in humans. It's because our immunological system is influenced or modulated by our microbiome, the gastrointestinal microbiome. So if one modification is subject also to these epigenetic effects, because and the pleiotropic effects of other genes. Here in Brazil we have these corn varieties that carries these Bt genes or genes for toxins. Some of them are more susceptible to our insects than others because of the genetic background. So then this assumption that all the mice will be the same phenotype scientifically is not true. It's impossible. Unless you have a pure line, like you can have in plants, a pure line. So then you have just one, you have a genetic composition, or I should say, all the individuals in the same line share the same genome. Okay, the modification, then the phenotype will be the same for all. This happens only if you have a uniform genotype. This is the reason that we carry some studies in one crustacea that is the there is one crustacea that is has a kind of asexual reproduction. So all progeny has the same genotype. So the genetic modification will have provide the same phenotype for the organism in a pure line. Otherwise, can have different phenotype. And this is the reason that the efficiency usually is not 100%. And the progeny can inherit if there is a crossing over in the middle of the CRISPR, you can transfer just the gene that produces the enzyme and not the other part. So you will do other modification in the one of the progeny, not in the other. Yes. So this is the reason. This is the reason that no, it's okay. This is the reason that in the species that have sexual dimorphism, they behave like that. So the progeny will have a lot. So the progeny are recombinant in comparison to the parents, and so I don't believe that this a single solution can take care of a huge problem. Mm-hmm. So far, we as a human society we didn't have any example of this successful control of one huge problem. We need to recognize that vaccine was a good example, but in short time, as we can see now, that the same infection agent is coming back with another genotypes, with different genotypes, so they are arising once in a while in the human population.